Hey guys, Luke here. We're here to preview round 7 of the 2015 NRL season. Now, we had a bit of a break last week, just a little bit over footy, but we're back this week better than ever, I hope. Hopefully our tipping is a little bit better than what it has been, but we've got an exciting round of football, so we're going to start off with Friday night. So we've got the Dragons taking on the Broncos, and we have the Bulldogs and the Sea Eagles. So we'll start off with the first game, Dragons-Broncos. So, in my opinion, I think Dragons might be able to win this one. Now, I know Bulldogs were very, very poor last week, but at the same time, defense was pretty outstanding. They held them up a few times, so pretty happy with that. And although Broncos are a great attacking side, I think they might just be able to frustrate them. Although I could see Broncos just completely destroying them. I don't expect Dragons to score as many points as what they did against Bulldogs. Bulldogs were just shocking overall. I do expect Broncos to score some points. I just think Dragons will be able to hold them to enough for them to win. But in saying that, like I said, Broncos could easily come out and just flog them. They got Justin Hodges back. Milford and Hunt starting to find a little bit of form. Obviously, Hunt had a pretty good try right at the end to win in the game. So, full of confidence, you think, both these sides. So, should be a great game. Also, I'd say Dragons 1-12. Sorry, I didn't say that. So, Bulldogs and Sea Eagles is the next game. So, I'm a Bulldogs fan, so it's going to be biased. So, maybe I'll just say why I think Bulldogs are going to win. Now, I'm not sold on the halves combination of Reynolds and Hodkinson. Also, it remains to be seen whether that is how it's going to play out. Josh Morris in some doubt. You think Moses and Bly will come straight into that centre spot. I think the four pack was good last week, very good last week. Also, Tim Brown probably in some doubt as well. But yeah, the four pack I thought was very strong. The only thing is, the backs were pretty poor, I'd have to say. Sorry, not really the backs, just Trent Hodkinson was very, very, very poor. Which, it might come up okay against Manly due to the fact that Manly's four pack is their weakness. We already knew Dragons were going to be a good defensive side, and they did the job there on their own goal line, but Manly can't really say the same thing. They're low on confidence. The four packs suck. The backs aren't the greatest either, although they have Jamie Lyon, Steve Matai back as the combination there. But the halves could just rip them apart, really. With Manly, they could just rip us apart, just due to the fact that Hodkinson and Reynolds are pretty average for us, below average, Hodkinson especially. I would like to see Reynolds. I'm glad that he's going to be starting, because I think him coming on and playing 5'8", midway through a game, just disrupts everything too much. But I really would like a combination of them, Bly and Reynolds, rather than Hodkinson. Hodkinson just shot, his knees are gone. But if I had to pick a winner, I'm going to say Bulldogs 1-12, because I just don't think we have a lot of points in us, but we should be able to beat Manly, hopefully. Moving on to Titans and the Panthers, and it's a Saturday game. So my thoughts on the Titans-Panthers game, I'm going to pick a Titans win, just due to the fact I think Panthers have too many injuries. I think obviously Penrith at full strength, I think would towel up Titans. But you know what, Titans have been in pretty decent form. They beat the Eels. Obviously, Eels have a lot of injuries themselves, so you can't read into it too much, I don't think. But James Roberts been in great form. Caesar's been playing pretty good. They've got all their forward pack back. So I think the forwards should, they should wipe each other out, really. Titans, Panthers got pretty good forward pack. But I think Panthers got a lot of inexperience in the back line, especially in the halves too. So I'm going to just pick Titans based on the fact that I think they got more experience. That obviously LG hasn't played too much, but the rest of them played a fair bit. I will say 13 plus. I think they'll just run away with it, really. Maybe a James Robert hat-trick again. Cowboys-Warriors. This is a very tough one for me. Obviously, Cowboys a great side, but they haven't really played too well. I know a lot of people are saying, they're premiership favourites and stuff now, and I don't really understand that. They hadn't even won a game in the first 4 games, whatever, and they got lucky against Storm. But Thurston in really, really good form, so obviously that's a big danger sign, number one, for every other team. If he's in great form, Cowboys are going to be playing superhuman, obviously, and also I think it lifts the rest of the side. Tamalalo starting to find his feet. Props Tamu and Hannon and Scott and all that, they're going pretty decent at the moment. I still have question marks over their back line. It doesn't really impress me that much. Good to see Locke and Coop back playing decent. The hooker was incredible last week, and he's been great. I think he's really sparked them a lot as well, being the starter. But the Warriors, we all know the Warriors, they have strike power everywhere. Harold Carter, Vadavai, Johnson. That they've got a really really good side on paper, but that's the thing, it's on paper, and they don't travel too well going over to North Queensland. I'm not sure how they'll go. If Warriors play, they live up to the potential, they can easily beat Cowboys. But then I'm just going to back Cowboys just because I think they're the easy bet, I reckon. And I will say I think it'll be 13 plus, because usually Warriors, they don't just lose the games. They usually just collapse and just turn to shit. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Warriors came out and beat them by 40. Like, that's just the team the Warriors are. Moving on to Storm and the Roosters, which could be match of the round in my opinion. So Storm still obviously missing Billy Slater. Got Munster in there, who did an okay job. So that they've been in relatively good form. Melbourne Roosters also been in, they've been in some okay form. Haven't been outstanding, but I don't know. Like, the Broncos, obviously top of the table. I don't think they're a top of the table side, so losing to them, not the greatest, but I think they sort of threw it away themselves, Roosters, rather than Broncos being really really good. I think the halves really need to step up. They were great right at the start, and then they sort of slipped off. But yeah, I think Pearce and Malone need to just take over and just destroy things. Jake Friend, another game back. Last game might have actually been his first game, but he's in the hooker spot starting, so that should be a big plus to them. I'm not sure how many minutes McCurrick will get, so it just depends on Friend's fitness, but I think he's a big addition to the squad. Maria Hargreaves had a pretty solid game last week. He's sort of finding a little bit of form, and honestly, I just think there'd just be a little bit too much experience in the Roosters side. Now, that's crazy to say when you usually have the big three there, but obviously it's only Cronk and Smith who really have major experience. Well, actually, the more I look at it, they're pretty even, but I think, I just think Roosters will win. Maybe the spine will just be too strong. Tuivasa-Sheck, great form as well. So I'm going to say 1-12, because I think Storm will play a little bit gritty. They'll just sort of, hold them a little bit, but I think Roosters will end up getting the win. Next game is the Tigers and the Raiders. This has potential to be a really good game or a really, really shit game. I'm not really sure which it will be, but Tigers have been pretty good this season. Raiders also been pretty good this season, surprising a lot of people, including myself. Well, I thought the Raiders would go alright, but I think Tigers gone better than what I thought they would. Still have my question marks over the halves of the Tigers. Brooks is looking okay, but Moses, I don't really see too much in him, to be honest with you. Martin Tapau, he's not really a revelation because he was awesome last year, but he's just playing really, really, really well at that lock position. The Raiders, on the other hand, like Whiten's playing pretty decent. Austin is playing great. I think Sam Williams been a good addition to the side. I thought they were a little bit dumb dropping Cornish, but looks like pretty good move. Josh Hodgson, not sure if he's going to play, but I think he's been a great signing for him. He's playing pretty well. If I had to pick, I think I'd go the Raiders. I think they've just been a little bit more consistent this year. I think I'd definitely pick the Raiders. So I'd say Raiders 1-12. The Knights and the Eels next game, the second last game of the round. And I think Knights, although they've sort of dropped off the last few weeks, I think they'll still have enough to beat the Eels. I've seen speculation that Red Raja might play, so he'd be a big plus for the Eels. But I don't know, Eels are another one like the Warriors this season. They're just so hot and cold. I suppose that goes down to the halves combination, really. But Hopewadi has not impressed me one bit at fullback. And I don't know, Peace doesn't seem as good this year. I don't know, just they can't really seem to get any consistency, the Eels, so it's really hard to pick them. Obviously, if they play at their best, like they did against the Rabbitohs, they'll win this one. But I think the Knights just, like I said, consistency, they've everywhere they sort of show up. They might not have got the results the last few weeks, but I think, even their side on paper is pretty darn strong, so I would say the Knights. I'm going to say 13 plus, because I think the Eels will just collapse. And then the final game of the episode, we got the Sharks and the Rabbitohs. Now, you would think this one would just be an easy one. Although Sharks have won the last few games, you'd think, Rabbitohs win this one easy. But then you take a look at the Rabbitohs lineup, and they're missing so many people, which makes me sort of lean towards the Sharks, really. A halves combination of Keary and Stewart doesn't really make me think they're going to win the game. I mean, obviously Inglis is still there, but I think Inglis has been a little bit ineffective the last few weeks as well. Maybe he picked up a little bit of an injury in the Bulldogs game. Also, the centre pairing with Millard and Goodwin, and then Joel Reddy there as well. They just don't seem like much of a threat, to be honest with you. While the Sharks, Valentine Holmes at fullback position. Benny Barber on the bench might have found his mojo a little bit, probably not, but Mark Lennis playing pretty good. Jack Bird, he's played incredible. Everyone seems to be doing the job at the moment for the Sharks for the last few weeks. And I do think their forward pack will be able to just run over the top of Rabbitohs, really. Although Rabbitohs have got George Burgess, Isaac Luke, the rest of the forward pack, quite small. Although this Nathan Brown dude off the bench seemed to be a bit of a hard hitter, so like to see a little bit more of him. But I'm going to say Sharks. I'm going to say 1-12 because I think Rabbitohs will sort of just stick with them for a little bit. They'll dig deep, but I just think in the end Sharks will end up with the victory. So that's the end of the video. Hopefully I get a few tips right, maybe a few tips wrong, whatever, but none of this is personal or anything against your side, so no need to get upset or anything. Just an opinion, just talking about a game, just having a bit of fun. That's all it is, nothing too serious. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, at MrLuke on YT is my Twitter handle, so you can go and chat with me about the footy or something. I might even live tweet some games or some shit, but yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye guys.